five-star spot for a smorgasbord of information from RecallGavin2020.com in a tasty, non-caloric, gluten-free bite. It's Friday night at the French Laundry with Chef Oren Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and head cashier Randy Economy.
All the leaves are brown.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our virtual restaurant with the cuisine is always California politics, and the main entree is the recall of our not-so-fabulous governor, Gavin Newsom. Oren, ring it up for starters. Boy, is it being served tonight, because across California, up and down, all the way from the Spanish border, if you will, to the top of California, we are proud to announce that tonight, in our drive to recall the not-so-fabulous governor of California, we have collected 1,947,000 signatures throughout the week.
That's amazing.
That, everybody? Let's go around the horn and announce what our lineup is tonight, because you know we're always varying up. I, of course, am your maitre d', and Oren and I, the main chef that you heard ding a few seconds ago, are on, you might call it a food sourcing trip, wouldn't you, Oren?
Serving it up hot.
That's right. And we're traveling around California a little bit right now on the recall road trip. We'll get to that.
Mike and I are off-site, and we are attending several rallies today, and we'll talk about that later.
We will. And who do we have in the studio tonight?
Well, we have Randy Economy.
And
Randy.
And hey, guys, this is Eric Early. Thanks for inviting me back again. It's great to be here at the French Laundry with you guys.
Hey, Mike, I kind of jumped in there a little early on the intro.
Oh, well, you know what?
I was premature. I was sorry.
I don't have the little red light in front of me like we normally do. You know, there's a lot of exciting stuff up and down California. This is the first show I've ever done, not even from an undisclosed location. Right now, if you could see this, it's kind of funny. It looks a little bit like one of those political movies. We have myself and Oren in a hotel room, and we have Jeff filming us, kind of like one of the old Watergate days.
Whoa. I don't know where to go with that.
Don't go there.
Right,
don't go there.
I think we need to explain to everybody who Jeff is first.
Jeff Roldan is doing a documentary, and Jeff has he has a first line, seat, a front row seat to the recall, and he's doing a documentary on this historic movement, and he's helping us film and document what's taking place step by step as we go forward.
And one of the reasons, everybody, that we need to document this is because we want everybody to know throughout the world, the nation, and California, exactly how all of us have done this, kind of like crowdsourcing. In other words, the power, this really, Oren, Randy, Eric, everybody that's going to be on the phone tonight and calling in, yes, we're the ones that talk on the radio, but the reality is the most amazing thing, like the 2 press conferences we had today we'll talk about, this is being done by volunteers. This is being done by the passion of the people. It is literally the power of the people to get it done.
You know, Mike, this is Eric speaking.
Thanks, Eric, I wouldn't have known.
What you guys have done with the army of volunteers up and down this state is historic. First time probably in American history that almost 2 million signatures for anything of this sort of thing have been obtained. And so it just shows not only the incredible effort that you guys and the thousands, the army of volunteers have done, but it shows the absolute anger and at this tyrannical, empty suit, arrogant, empty suit, Gavin Newsom, and how he has destroyed so many lives. So the people are speaking, and it's beautiful to behold.
Eric, he's not even wearing suits anymore.
Well,
he wears like cardigans, and I haven't seen this man in a suit in months.
And I call him the empty suit because there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
He's like
talking about.
He's
what
like a Ken doll.
I remember him on a fire scene up in, I think it was Butte County,
Oh, yeah.
108 degrees out, and he's wearing a winter jacket. I never could wrap my mind around
What is that about?
It's
Well, it's because he needs to hide all the money that he's been scamming. And let's face it, guys, if he didn't have that jacket, what would he do with all the cash? We're actually going to get to that in the next segment.
But Oren, what kind of shoes was he wearing? Was it Don Lopers or was it something like
the camera didn't pan
Ferragamo's?
down that low, but it did key. I realized that he was wearing, apparel that wasn't appropriate for the conditions, and it stuck with me. And I can't wrap my mind around that. I don't know why, but it's just indicative of this governor. He's just out of touch with his environment.
Yes,
Speaking out of touch, I got a strange question for everybody on the air and in the studio smarter than me. I'm a little bit confused about COVID. You guys have to explain this to me. Because apparently Texas did something to drive COVID out.
Yeah.
And so much COVID apparently got back on those U-Haul trucks, all returning
Well,
to
it's true.
California.
Mike, COVID recognizes state lines, and it also apparently recognizes county lines too. In L.A. County, we're locked down largely thanks to this L.A. County Board of Supervisors and these crazies. This Barbara Farrar, who's a lunatic. But you go the county over,
us
and
how
all the
you
stuff.
really feel,
So
Larry.
many of the things are open. Then you go into the next state over, and everything's open. It's pretty crazy.
But can I ask you guys a really ludicrous thing? It's one of those articles I had to read twice this week.
Right.
So why Texas has no masks,
Nope.
Gavin Newsom actually came out. And I want to make sure I'm not having some kind of hallucination or eating maybe some of Oren's cooking that wasn't fully done. But we're supposed to be wearing 2 masks now? Newsom's
A
recommending?
double maskers.
I don't think so.
I have one mask and I have an eye patch on tonight. So would I qualify for being a double masker?
It depends on
They're
what.
two masks. Technically, they're 2 masks on one face.
Everybody has to follow Anthony Fauci. If he's wearing 15
Oh, my
masks
God.
today, then we have to follow him. He's another one I am so sick of.
I
doesn't know
don't
what
want
he's
to get
talking
mired
about.
down in the weeds regarding, about the mask thing. We all understand that's a story for another day, as Mike likes to say.
Amen.
Mike has a point that he'd like
Yeah,
to make.
because it's interesting. We're going to go into a little bit about masks next segment. That's the reason I brought it up. Because have you ever had one of those free gifts you got that cost you a lot of money?
Oh, yeah.
You get the gift and you find out there's extra charges along with it.
Sure.
Or you get a gift and you find out later on it's the first month free or the first month is 99 cents. Wait, that's the LA Times that I'm now paying $16 a month for. The article I read earlier about how much the free masks that cost California eventually, I think is going to be good fodder for our next segment. And Eric, I think you know where I'm going with this, right?
I know where you're going, buddy.
I do too.
And I found it very interesting that, as the news cycle goes forward, right? We forget stories, you remember stories. It seems to me I remember last April that Gavin, in the midst of this Chinese virus, ordered 990 million of masks from the Chinese. And apparently we've used them all.
Well,
Because,
if it's a Chinese virus, it makes sense to get the mask.
of course, why not? And of course, because you guys
Don't
know.
want to get them from Gucci. in
First, you
Italy.
drop the virus on the country, and then you charge places like, California almost $1 billion to sell us masks.
Yeah, but who are the guys behind the mask deals?
Well, we're
That's
going
the
to get to
question.
that in
Yes,
one
sir.
second.
Let's
But
unmask the
what's
corruption.
interesting, though, and I didn't know I was so stupid, to be honest with you. 2 things. One, I apparently, as when Newsom eliminated the stay-at-home order, I'm too stupid per the state to understand the statistics. But also, apparently, Californians are not smart enough to produce masks in state. I think that's why I had to get them from China, I guess.
Apparently so, and as all your listeners know, Mike and Oren and Randy, it's because of this incredible movement that the empty suit even lifted those stay-at-home orders 3 weeks ago. And if he of course came out and said it had nothing to do with it, he is freaking out.
No.
The people are speaking, and he is freaking out. He can't believe that he has to look at what people, actual citizens of this state, are doing and saying about him. He's shocked.
And it is amazing, again, I'm going to say this a few times tonight. And again, I want to be very clear here. what we've accomplished is historic, but we have not yet made history. So now, even though we've collected all these signatures, what we've accomplished is historic, but to make history, we need to keep pushing to get as many signatures as we can.
Absolutely. Everybody has to keep submitting them because, as you guys keep saying, they have to be verified by the Secretary of State's office. I wouldn't trust any Secretary of State in the state of California right now as far as I could throw him or her. First, there was that joke Padilla. Now there's this woman, what's her name, Randy?
Shirley Weber.
And, they're henchmen and henchwomen for Newsom. And the last thing they want to see is this recall get on the ballot. So that's why you guys need to cross the 2 million signature mark and counting.
And Mike, as you had mentioned at the very top of the show, in case you're just joining us right now here at An Evening at the French Laundry on KABC, we now have 1,947,000 signatures?
That is absolutely correct. And
That's
today,
amazing.
by the way, before we roll to break, I want everybody to know that we made a major 2 kind of mini news conferences, dropping them off in Orange County and Los Angeles with volunteers and other people, just so people can see, and the Board of Registers, what we've done there. And God bless the volunteers that went down there today, and people like Angela Maston.
We're losing you there, Mike. You back?
He's here.
The maitre d' had a little slip.
Small
Okay,
technical error.
the phone fell off the
Mater D
table.
is drinking again on the job.
Thank God we have
Sipping it
backup
up.
in Eric. Anyway, today we showed the actually in Orange County and Los Angeles them getting them delivered.
Amazing.
So I want everybody to know out there this is real, and we can't wait for the next figures out. I believe we're about time to roll to break here. And so we're going to say this is KABC, Friday nights at the French Laundry, up and down the coast, all over California, 1-800-222-5222.
Mr. Mayor, how would you prefer your foie gras?
Donated?
Sir, we saw you at a party,
It wasn't me.
eating at the French Laundry.
KABC dependable traffic right now. 710 freeway southbound around Firestone Boulevard. A crash earlier. 2 cars involved. Right side of the freeway affected. Traffic extra slow approaching 710 south at Firestone. Again, the location. Getting word of a breakdown 210 freeway eastbound at Latuna Canyon Road. And this is reported to be on the off-ramp. That's the Latuna Canyon Road exit to eastbound 210. 210 freeway westbound at Madre Street, Pasadena. Crash right shoulder. 5 freeway southbound at the 134 in Burbank, a crash, non-injury accident right side of the freeway. And that's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turnage, AM 790 KABC.
At ASML, our machines build smarter,
smaller, faster computer chip technology, impacting almost every aspect of human life.
We're building one big machine with 4,000 engineers, redefining the boundaries of what you can do technologically.
From idea creation, design, supply chain management, manufacturing, logistics. We do it all right here on this campus.
Now we need people that are willing to pick up the torch and continue to solve the hardest problems that we've been facing.
Start your career today. Visit asml.com/US.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like Taylor Swift choosing what to wear.
It's looking kind of chilly out today. I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
You've only had an appetizer. This is your Friday night at the French Laundry with Chef Orrin Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and head cashier Randy Economy.
Back, Randy. We're back here on Friday night at the French Laundry, and it's great to be here with Randy and
Eric Early.
It's great to be here with you, Randy, and up in Sacramento.
And let's order up a call here.
Mike
I want to start to talk about a little bit about what we're doing this weekend, if you guys don't mind.
Don't mind at all. What are we doing,
I'm
Mike?
glad to hear that because I was going to do it anyway. But I'm trying to be polite. I'm working on that. Tomorrow, I'm saying this weekend, it's actually within 24 hours, we are going to be in what used to be lovely city of San Francisco, and we now have a San Francisco caller on the line who I'm looking forward to meeting live. Can we go to Magdalena, please?
Hi, this is Recall Gavin Groupie. How y'all
Hello,
doing?
Recall
Gavin Groupie. Hey, listen.
We love you, Magdalena.
We love you.
I love it. I'm looking forward to meeting so much, Mike. I get nervous. I get chills up down my spine. I just want to meet you guys so much. Is Oren going to be there? Is this you, Tim?
No, Oren's going to be there. That's why I'm actually personally escorting Oren to. Actually, Oren's driving me over from Sacramento. Now, tomorrow,
great.
just so everybody knows, in San Francisco, there's a cleanup going on between 10 to 12, and we have Joe Collins on at the next break here. We are doing a speaking event with about 5 speakers, and we're going to have a sound stage, we're going to have music, we're going to have all kinds of stuff, and most importantly, we are going to collect more signatures from the city of San Francisco, and this runs 3 to 5. It is at the City Hall, I believe. Yep. Thank you, Warren, because obviously I don't know where I'm at most of the time. Magdalena, I look forward to meeting you live, and I look forward to seeing you then, all right?
Okay, is it 3 o'clock at City Hall? What time would we be at City Hall tomorrow?
I would be at City Hall before 3 o'clock.
We'll be there
at 3 o'clock.
Probably 2 o'clock.
We'll be there probably about 2. We'll see you then.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks.
All right. Let's roll to one more caller, if you will, and then before we have a little bit of discussion before the break.
Yeah, hi, guys. Couple of questions. Just curious if you have the data on how many of the signatures were actually Democrats. And the second question is, should this go through and Gavin Newsom, gets defeated and gets recalled, are we going to end up with another Schwarzenegger, or do you think we might actually get a Republican that might start to turn the state around, if he has the power to do so, with a supermajority in the legislature that are all Democrats?
Great question.
Rick, God bless you for asking the question. And yes, we have done an internal study, and the people who've signed the petition in comparison to the voter registration database, and that shows that there are 31.5% of the people who signed the petition are other than Republican. No, we haven't broken it down yet. We can as we go forward. But right now I think it's just significant to note that it's 31.5% of the people that have signed are other than Republican. No, we haven't broken it down to who's
I will tell you.
Democrat
I will tell you one thing, Eric, is, in my humble opinion, having been in politics for 147 years and been, a veteran of 300 campaigns here in California, the people who are from the Democratic Party who are signing this happen to be followers. I think a majority of them, a lot of them are followers of Bernie Sanders.
Hey, Randy, can I follow up with that?
Yeah, absolutely, buddy.
So, Rick, one of the things that I've noticed is, I've been at signing locations, and we do have lifelong Democrats that have actually voted for this governor, who want to take their vote back. And the Republicans who are out on the street working the petitions or just signing the petition themselves, they're not as upset as the Democrats that I encounter. And the Democrats that I come across have a true sense of betrayal and abandonment, and they're truly angry.
That's amazing, because, Oren, what that portends for the rest of the state and the rest of the elections in this state, that anger's carrying over not just from the empty suit Newsom, it's carrying over through to the rest of them. This Politburo, as I call it up there in Sacramento, wall-to-wall Democrats, and the crazy things they're passing. And this portends good things for this state, which needs a complete overhaul, as you well know.
Eric, you're absolutely right. One of our guest speakers tomorrow is a self-professed socialist Democrat, and very, very supportive of the recall efforts for different reasons, but still in support of what we're doing.
That's what we need. We need as many people as possible. You know, we know the actual numbers of how many Republicans are registered in the state, how many independents, how many Democrats. And obviously, for Republicans to win, we need those people coming through. And as I've been saying, a lot of people have been saying for a while now, the Democrat elected officials have left their voters behind. And more of those, people registered as Democrats are starting to realize that. You know, people across the board in our state support law enforcement, support law and order. I don't care what color, race, creed, religion you are. People support law and order. And they see these crazes and what they're doing just as to law and order itself, turning California into what I call as a criminal's paradise. More and more people of all political persuasions are getting pissed off.
A criminal's paradise. I mean, yeah, whoever thought?
Yeah, whoever thought?
Hey, Rick, thanks for calling in.
Yeah,
Hey,
Rick,
let's
great
roll
question.
one more caller here, and then I want to get to a discussion, if you don't mind, gentlemen, before the break.
Sure. We got Human from West Hills. Hey, Human, welcome to the French Laundry. Friday
Welcome
night
to
here.
our restaurant we forgot the name of.
What's happening, guys?
What's
it's
going on,
an honor
buddy?
to be. Hey, it's great to be on the air with you guys, Randy. Great to talk to you guys. Hey, listen, you guys were talking about the Gavin Newsom mask deal earlier, and I've been waiting for a mountaintop to shout this from, and I want to thank you for having this show to give me this opportunity. And as you guys know on the air,
scream it.
I own an apparel factory in Los Angeles, and I'm going to throw out some statistics for you. So write this down.
You own a Mattel factory?
An apparel factory.
An apparel factory. I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
The cook's way in the back. You can't always hear what's going on.
Yeah, no,
does not own
everything
Barbie,
it's
okay?
boiling and hot back here.
Here are the facts from CIT and the California Fashion Association put on an annual industry report for the city of Los Angeles only. The apparel industry represents a $17.9 billion a year industry just to the city of Los Angeles. We have over 2,500 apparel factories in Southern California, representing $6.9 billion. Listen to me, $6.9 billion in payroll. 250,000 workers. These people, my employees, could have been put to work making masks all day long.
There you go.
The boom for the local economy.
Yep.
But that didn't
Why did he go to China?
Yep.
Well,
Good
let me
question.
tell you something. I'm so glad you called. There's a guy named Mark Weiderman.
Yep.
And for all of you out there, read Scott Rod's article that have been out, and he's exposing a lot of things that Newsom did. Let me tell you something. Way back about a year ago, the state of California was given for free. They got a phone call from Mr. Mark, a well-connected lobbyist. He said, I'm going to give you 50,000 masks to the state of California and lots of hand sanitizer. The state of California said, great, we'll take that free gift. Oddly enough, that same firm, BBD, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, I know you will.
That's what it says. BYD.
BYD. You know, what's about
BBDs are something you put on under your underwear.
That was
glad you
Randy.
clarified that. But anyway, that firm then, within weeks, and there's a big trill out there, got a no-bid contract. Yep, for $900 million. It was a follow-up of
$990, bro. And
how much?
$990 million. And one thing I always want to make clear about that $990 million no bid contract that went to this guy Weidemann or whatever his name is to then pass on to communist China after Weidemann took out whatever he took out, and Lord knows what recycled back to the one who awarded him the contract in the first place. You know who I'm talking about. That $990 million, that is taxpayer money. That is our money.
Eric, are you telling me that this governor has profiteered off of the pandemic?
All I could say is these deals stink, and I would I would not put anything past these people. They
Let's
are
go back to our
corrupt as
caller
the
for a
day is
second. I
long.
apologize, sir. I forgot your name. Human, you hit something and I'm obviously not in the apparel business. I'm barely in any business at all except the business of recalling Gavin. But you hit the nail on the head. Is there any reason that you can think of why all your workers could not have made these masks?
They weren't Chinese.
No reason.
That's the answer.
Even on an economic point, with the sheer volume of masks that were required, we would have been beyond happy to do these at cost.
And that's my point. And knowing what I know about, I've looked over the order, and I have a long history, if you will, in procurement and costs and things go with them. I've actually read the negotiation. Scoreboard is, as one of many contracts, Gavin Newsom, and this lobbyist, you've got to read this article, everybody out there. We'll get it posted on our website, recallgavin2020.com, in case you didn't know at home. We'll get this article posted. You have to read these articles that Scott is writing. He goes into depth how this lobbyist firm got over $1 million from 4 companies, BYD being one of them, for example.
Yeah, and Michael, this is fascinating stuff. This is a great article, and just to give the people some more context to this. Newsom gave himself emergency spending powers when COVID hit. Okay,
now before Human disconnects, I want to have another conversation with him. So if Human, if you could please leave your name and contact information with the screener.
I've got his number.
I really appreciate
Boy,
that.
do I have his number. Yeah, buddy.
Can I throw one last thing out there? It's just something to chew on in the restaurant here. While the recall effort is amazing, I'm proud of everyone involved. What kind of nightmare will Gavin Newsom be in a world where he wins the recall election?
Don't even say
that. Wait. I'm going to take that one because I'm going to tell you what kind of nightmare he is now. Dude, you're like a stage caller exactly to my next subject. I love you.
Randy, stop feeding him questions.
I'm starting.
Okay?
Come on, Human.
Randy's sitting there typing away.
Paying the money, man, texting him.
What's interesting here, whatever goes on with Gavin right now, the COVID curves back and forth, state one, two, and Gavin Newsom has now requested another year emergency powers for uncapped, unfettered spending with just at the discretion of the governor.
Right. What that means is he doesn't need to get the okay of the Senate and the Assembly, which of course is, wall-to-wall Democrats anyhow, but you still have to go through a process to get permission, and Republicans up there can speak up. He's just writing out checks left and right with no permission.
And he's asked for another year.
This governor has used his executive powers to circumvent the bidding process, and he's been shown time and time again by the courts that what he's doing is wrong. It's not lawful. It's unconstitutional, and he needs to be stopped in a peaceful and lawful manner.
And Orrin, he takes the taxpayer money. He uses it for these no-bid contracts, billions of dollars of contracts, and then money is coming back into his coffers from the people he gives the contracts to by way of donations to him, by way of donations to causes that he supports in all kinds of ways that we probably don't know about. So it is taxpayer money going out the door in ridiculous amounts, and then much of it is coming back to help him. It is very wrong.
It is very wrong. And it's time again that a lot of these stories, and again, you hear a lot of the top stories that the press decides to distribute, it's time we read deeper on exactly what Gavin is doing. These have to make more than the occasional news cycle. It's time, California, we continue not only to get more signatures, but after we get enough and after we get verified, the drive must continue for everything that we can do to remove Gavin Newsom from office and take this state back.
These segments go so quick, and I'm afraid that we're going to leave our customers hungry for more because we only have an hour of this show.
And we'll get to that soon, but in the meantime, Joe Collins is next, and it's Friday nights at the French Laundry, KABC 790 up and down the coast of California, and call us at
AM 790
KABC. KABC News at 7:30. I'm Sharon Reardon. Good evening. Our baseball and theme parks might reopen soon under new state guidelines.
Disneyland, Universal Studios, Six Flags, Knott's Berry Farm, Dodgers and Angels games, outdoor ballparks and theme parks are cleared to reopen April 1st if they qualify. There will be capacity limits based on a county's rate of COVID-19 spread. If a county is at the red level, ballparks will open at 20% capacity. Theme parks will be capped at 15%. LA and Orange counties are expected to get back into the red level soon. Same for San Diego County, which is home to SeaWorld, Legoland, and the Padres. Masks will be required. Kevin Tripp, KABC News.
UTLA has voted not to send teachers back to in-person learning as the union doubles down on its demand to get teachers vaccinated before returning to classrooms. UTLA President Cecily Myert-Cruz says more than 90% of union teachers voted yes on rejecting the return of in-person learning. The markets closed in the green. The Dow gained 572, Nasdaq picked up 196, and the S&P 500 rose by 73 points.
If you've been injured in an accident, the first thing you should do is call the right attorney at 1-800-THE-LAW-2. Especially if your accident involved a semi-truck, an Uber service, or any other commercial vehicle. The consultation is free. Call or click 1-800-THE-LAW-2. That's 1-800-THE-LAW-2.
KABC SoCal weather. Clear skies this evening, then patchy fog and clouds later, lows in the 50s, low clouds and fog in the morning, sunny skies later with highs in the 60s at the beaches, low to mid 70s for the valleys and inland areas. Currently at 64 degrees in Brea, 67 in Burbank, and it's 62 degrees in Brentwood. It's the Power Drive home. After John Phillips, it's Ben Shapiro at 3, then Dan Bongino moves up to 5. Ben Shapiro and Dan Bongino on your drive home on 790 KABC. Traffic coming up next.
Google Home can help you stay up to date on the latest news. Don't believe us? Just say,
"Hey Google, play KABC."
Sure, here's AM 790.
KABC.
KABC, dependable traffic right now on the 101 freeway, southbound, just before the 4-level. A stalled car earlier, just cleared out of lanes. Traffic, though, extra slow all the way back to the Cahuenga Pass. The jam begins at about Barnum Boulevard. 405 freeway southbound from Santa Monica Boulevard on the west side all the way to the LAX area. A lot of heavy traffic on this Friday. Reduced speeds all through that stretch. Once you get south of that, good drive through the South Bay curve into Long Beach. But South 405 heading toward LAX, some slow traffic. Both sides of the 110 freeway between the 105 and the 10 freeway, slow Friday traffic prevailing there. That's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turnage, AM 790 KABC.
This 60.
Nature Made is the #1 pharmacist recommended brand of vitamins and supplements. And we're here to help you stay strong and stay healthy with quality vitamins and supplements from Nature Made. See and explore all of our products at naturemade.com.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like Taylor Swift choosing what to wear.
It's looking kind of chilly out today. I think I'll go with a cardigan.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC. You're a small business with big goals, and Sage Accounting can help you reach them. With time-saving automated invoices, expense tracking, and payments in the cloud. Sage Accounting. Small business made easy. Sign up for a free trial today at sage.com.
Project Shine makes it easy for good people to connect with great causes. Visit Volunteer Match and brighten someone's day today.
Go to KABC.com now to connect with Project Shine. It's Friday night at the French Laundry. On the menu tonight, a better California with executive chef Orrin Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and the wise cashier Randy Economy.
Hey California, it's Randy Economy here, the wise cashier, here at Friday night at the French Laundry on KABC, up and down the Golden State. I'm joined in studio tonight here in Culver City with Eric Early. Eric, thanks for being here tonight.
I love being here with you guys.
The early edition on another channel. But that's okay. We love you anyway, Eric. Hey, and joining us up in a undisclosed location in Northern California is our two main players, Mike Netter and Orrin Heatley. Hey, guys.
Hey, it's good to be back on this. With a name like Eric Early, I always want to say late for dinner with the theme of the show, but I'll leave it out.
Hey, Mike, who do we got? Who's on the line? What's going on, Mike?
What we have is a very special person to the campaign, a fine American, a great politician, the one who's making our recall road trip possible. He's going to tell us a little bit about now. Joe Collins. Joe, how the heck are you?
Oh, good evening, guys. How are you?
Hey, Joe.
Joe,
What's
we're
up,
doing
Joe?
great.
Here.
Joe, tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, why, to all our listeners out there, what motivated you to help us out in the recall as much as you have?
Leaders need leaders, helping, especially politicians, those in office or running for office. And so just felt like it was something I needed to do. And it's important to the people, so it's important to me.
It's been fascinating, Joe, to watch you on stage because you're not only really quite a good speaker, but to be honest, you've really stayed on message, and I know you're running for Congress in the next cycle, but it's amazing what you and your team have done in working with our team and the cohesiveness that we've kind of put together to put really what's been quite a road show, which culminates in the next 2 days' events.
Oh, yeah, it's been fun, and I appreciate you guys. And, just like I told my team, we're not out here to campaign for Congress. We're out here to help collect signatures and use whatever platform that, I have that we can put together in order to get the people to come out and sign this recall.
Joe, tell us a little bit about tomorrow. I know I'm showing up in San Francisco. I know we've got a great lineup. Tell us, everybody out there, where to go and what to do.
Well, tomorrow we're going to do a cleanup with Scott Pressler. That's going to be pretty amazing. And after that, we're going to do a rally at the City Hall here in San Francisco and collect more signatures to help, with the recall of Gavin Newsom. And then on Sunday, we'll be at the Sacramento state Capitol building to wrap up the recall road trip portion.
Joe, I understand that you were trying to get Gavin Newsom himself to be at home and look down. Were you successful at that?
I'm not sure. I got a letter from Gavin Newsom, so we probably got his attention a little bit.
What was in the letter, Joe?
Please tell. Me thank you.
Please tell.
He was saying thank you for running for office and you're brave and trying to give me all these compliments. And I looked at the letter. I said, "Wow, they could have saved this tree."
Yeah,
Joe, tweet that sucker out, man.
Listen,
we all got one of those.
Gavin Newsom endorses Joe Collins.
Yeah, I was
that's
shocked.
the last thing I needed.
Hey, Joe, this is
Eric,
Eric Early speaking. How you doing? But yes, I did get one. I was shocked when it came. That was about a month ago. Maybe he's thought better about it now.
Okay, good.
But so, Joe, I'm glad to hear you're running against Maxine Waters again, and it's great talking to you as usual. Listen, man, isn't she like 140 years old? When did she stop running already?
She's seasoned, Eric. She's seasoned.
She said she's seasoned. She's aged. Yeah, she is pretty old. Hey, Eric, are you gonna run for DA for LA?
I'm running for something, bro. Hang on. Something, it's coming.
We have not disclosed
right
that
now.
yet.
We're running Gavin Newsom out of office.
Exactly. The focus here is
stick
on
to the main thing, guys.
The focus here is getting Gavin Newsom out of office.
Hey, Joe.
We got a lot of problems down here in LA, and we need some good men to sit in these seats.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And, Joe, is there a website or any contact information that you'd like to give out so that people can look you up and help support your cause?
Yeah, definitely. You can go to recallroadtrip.com and get all the information for tomorrow and Sunday. If you want more information on me, you can go to joecollinsforcongress.com.
Hey, are we having an event?
JoeCollinsforCongress.com.
Is there an
Is
event
that
on Sunday?
number 4 or FOR?
That's how it's spelled out. I tried to keep it simple.
Hey, Joe, can you talk a little bit about the event on Sunday?
Yeah, we're going to be doing the state capitol is going to be huge. We got a lot of great speakers. I don't want to ruin it, but I think Joy Villa might be out there. I think we might have Ms. Patterson, chairwoman for CAGOP. She might be out there. We might have some other influential people out there like Mike Netter. I know you guys heard of that guy. We might have Orrin might be out there, Scott Pressler. Probably, not too much, just a little bit of something for the people.
There you go.
Awesome.
It really is an amazing lineup, and you know what I'm going to be most proud of? It's look, I want everybody out there to imagine we have 1,947,000 signatures. We're bringing everybody together. We have a dynamite, including Kevin Kiley, by the way, dynamite group of speakers out there. And for everybody out there, if you're in the Sacramento area and you have not signed the petition, what a great place to sign it, at the foot of the Capitol building where Gavin is allegedly supposed to be governor. What do you think, Joe?
He's going to be upset. He's going to be mad. He's going to be mad on Sunday.
He'll probably be in Montana, where he was when he was getting his haircuts, etc.
Big sky country.
Nice. Well, Joe, God bless you. Thank you so much for everything you're doing for us. I look forward to spending the weekend with you. By the way, shout out to San Francisco. San Francisco's probably collected 20, 30, 40,000 signatures itself. So when we talk about Los Angeles and we talk about San Francisco, don't believe everything you read in the press. Shocking. Because the reality is those cities, those areas want change. And with people like Joe and RecallGavin2020.com, we are bringing change to California one signature at a time right now, and continuing to drive forward by getting better politicians elected that are about the people and not about politics.
Hey, Mike, let's go to Don in L.A. on line 1. Don, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, buddy. What's on your mind?
Hey, well, I just wanted to know that once you guys get this finalized and you're going to do it, then can we get the Republican candidates all together for like a mock primary prior to the actual election? That way we don't send 3 or 4 or 5 different people in there. Can we get them all to agree that if they were to get on stage and hash it out, that the rest of us would stand behind the one guy left standing and show a united force?
I'm going to let Orrin take that. Orrin, you want to answer that call?
Give me the question.
The question is...
I think the main thing is that we're not going to endorse anybody in this campaign. Our job here at the Recall...
Whoa.
Not yet. See, that's why I wanted you to take this, Orrin.
The person that will receive our endorsement has not emerged yet.
There you go. That's
and
the
right
answer.
now, what we need to focus on is making sure that gets in the ballot. Now, Don, I want to answer your question before we run out of time a little bit here thing. This is a very much different than a regular campaign as we shape politics. It's a two-part approach. Approach number one is we need to make sure we get enough yeses to remove Gavin from office. That's kind of campaign number one. Then the slate of candidates behind it is an entirely different story. So moving forward, it's a lot different than a regular campaign powered by the people. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, no, I'm assuming you're going to get the recall affirmed. I don't have a doubt about that. It's just that once the next step, I just have this fear that we're going to have 3 or 4 guys up there and nobody's going to cross the finish line.
You know, the beauty of the whole thing is that his name is not going to be on the list. And when it comes down to it, anybody on that list is going to be more qualified and competent than he is. So his name's not going to be on the list. Whoever gets the most votes wins the office.
Yes, and Don, let me jump in there as Eric speaking. The thing that really sunk Gray Davis when he in his recall was that a prominent Democrat at the time jumped in the race named Cruz Bustamante, which totally freaked out the Democrat Party. They didn't want anybody siphoning off votes from Gray Davis. Cruz Bustamante siphoned off tons of votes from Gray Davis, and that's how Arnold Schwarzenegger ended up getting through. So I'll tell you something. Politics is an interesting business. There's really no friends in politics. There are a lot of sharks out there. They see weakness. They see blood with Gavin Newsom. And I wouldn't be surprised if some sort of prominent Dem who's looking and watching gets in this thing to try and be one of the people running against him. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, that would be one of the best things for our side of the aisle if that happened.
There you go. This is a short show tonight.
No, we're not. We still have another segment left. I know. And I'll tell you what, we got to roll out here. We got one segment left. It's Friday nights at the French Laundry. It's KABC up and down the coast. And we'll take a few more callers at 1-800-222-5222. Recall Gavin Newsom. It's Friday nights at the French Laundry.
Might kill a grandma. Why you do what you want, even pardon in-laws. Mr. Mayor, how would you prefer your foie gras? Donate it.
KABC, dependable traffic right now on I-15 northbound in the Cajon Pass. A lot of Friday heavy traffic. So just a reminder, if you're heading out of town on this Friday and taking I-15 northbound into the Victor Valley and points north, maybe heading to Vegas tonight, expect a very slow go. Northbound 15 beginning at the 210. Also, 101 freeway southbound at the 4-level, the stall has cleared, but traffic remains extra heavy through Hollywood. The jam really begins at about Barnum Boulevard. 710 freeway southbound at Firestone Boulevard, a crash. Cars now right shoulder, CHP on scene. That's dependable traffic. I'm Richard Turnage, AM 790 KABC.
Some people take the straight path in life. But at Arizona State University, we respect your twists and turns. They make our online students more driven to excel in their professional lives. That's why our personalized suite of services empowers you with innovative resources and staff that sticks with you. Make your next turn with one of our 200-plus programs at ASU, a top 10 university for online bachelor's programs. Tap to learn more or visit us at asuonline.asu.edu.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids.
Yep, even easier than that. And with our top-rated app, you can bank anytime, anywhere, making Capital One an even easier decision.
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
New consumer accounts only. Approval required. Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Dan Bongino.
A characteristic of being a liberal is ignoring common sense. It's collective stupidity.
Weekday afternoons at 5, right after Ben Shapiro is part of the Power Drive Home on AM 790 KABC. You've only had an appetizer. This is your Friday night at the French Laundry with Chef Orrin Heatley, maitre d' Mike Netter, and head cashier Randy Economy.
KABC here on the West Coast. I'm Randy Economy, your head cashier for Friday night at the French Laundry. I'm in studio tonight with Eric Early. Eric, welcome.
So great being here, Randy. Thank you.
And joining us up in an undisclosed location, someplace outside of Northern California, we have Mike Netter and Orrin Heatley. Hey, guys.
It's almost like some people call it food sourcing. We're on a signature sourcing trip so we can bring back next week some fresh and exotic signatures.
Hey, Mike, guess what? We got Margaret from San Jose on line 2. Let's go to Margaret, okay?
You got it.
Hey, Margaret, welcome to the show.
So I am in the county of Santa Clara. My husband has been looking to get a vaccine, and everything has been full for the past week. And today we looked online to see if we could start signing up, and there is a message there saying that Santa Clara County is out of vaccine, and they need to wait to get some more vaccine from the state. And for me, the state is run by Gavin Newsom. So therefore, we are waiting for Gavin Newsom to give our county some more vaccine to put in people's arms.
It's on him, Margaret. You're right.
It's not on us. It's on him.
And it's definitely on, by the way, the companies, if Santa Clara County wants to opt out of, Margaret, on the Blue Shield contract is supposed to be handling the distribution, they can't do it. Even if you as the state of California, the people Gavin has contracted to run the software, they're having trouble with the zip codes and allocation. It's on Gavin, and the no-bid contracts that he's awarded, Santa Clara County, your own county, cannot opt out of the distribution contract that Gavin awarded to one of its largest donors with no bid.
And
were there issues regarding who's getting the vaccine versus other people, or is it just a matter of supply and demand?
Well, part of the problem is that he decided to cater to the teachers union and put aside 10% of our vaccines here in California for the teachers.
Yep. He's bought and paid for by the teachers
so
union.
That takes away more of the vaccines for people who need it. And of course, this time around, beginning February 28th, all of the teachers and everybody who works within the teachers, janitors, bus drivers, everybody, and then, of course, the agricultural workers and the restaurant workers, and I can't remember the other one.
You know what, Margaret?
All of them are trying to get vaccines.
You know what, Margaret? Let me just tell you one thing. This is Randy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, Gavin Newsom's making this stuff up as he goes along.
Yes, sir.
And whoever has the almighty dollar the almighty lobbyists, the most powerful, influential people inside the swamp in Sacramento, they're going to the front of the line.
Well said.
It has nothing to do with, gee, let's go ahead and do this class. Let's do this purpose. It's about
You know what?
influence.
Randy, if I could just weigh in on what you said, you have a valid point. He's making it up as he goes along.
Yes,
but
he is.
The problem is, I don't think he's making it up. I think that he's just taking bad advice. I don't think he is a free thinker. I don't think that he thinks for himself.
Well said. He's flailing around.
And he makes bad decisions.
Yeah, he should have appointed from day one. Everybody knew the vaccines were coming. Should have taken what I call a business czar, some just incredibly successful person in a huge business to have overseen and managed this entire rollout. Instead, he's left it to these hacks like himself to handle it, and people like Margaret are telling us the problems, and everybody listening knows the problems out there with this rollout.
Margaret, thank you.
Thanks for calling, Margaret. Hey, let's go to Sylvia in Diamond Bar. Sylvia, you're on KBC.
Hi there. Yes,
Hi, Sylvia.
I'd like to say that I want John Cox to win the election against Gavin Newsom because he could have won the last time when he ran against him for governor, except for there was this fiery young guy. I forgot what his name is. I saw him.
Travis Allen?
That's him, Travis Allen.
Yeah.
If you added up the Travis Allen with the John Cox votes, they had enough to win. It was more than Gavin Newsom. So we need
there you
one
go. There you go.
person to run.
And God bless you. Thank you for your call. And you know what? When that candidate emerges that is going to take the office, then we'll be able to weigh in on that. But we can't do that at this point in time.
But thanks for the call.
I want to get back to something that Mike was talking about. Those two words, no bid. The three words, no bid contracts.
Oh, yes.
Listen, there are laws in this state when you're not, working under these so-called emergency powers, which require contracts to be sent out for public bidding to companies and people all around the state to bid to try and get the state the best deal possible for the services that are being provided. The laws are in place to prevent fraud, to prevent self-dealing,
That's right.
to prevent underhanded, back channel payments and everything else. And Newsom has ignored all that with every one of these no-bid contracts. We're talking about billions
That's right.
and billions and billions. And as you said at the beginning, Mike, he wants to extend that for another year. For what? We know for
and
what.
you know what's interesting? We even talk about the top line ones in that article again that Scott put out, which I recommend everybody read. We'll post.
Where is that article?
That article is in CAP Radio. It's a division of NPR. Okay, Scott Roth, I believe. That's okay. Scott Rod. Everybody knows I'm horrible. Sorry, Scott, if you're listening to the show. Scott Rod. But here's what's interesting. There's a link to that. One article I looked at was for a cleaning contract in the Bakersfield area. It basically says 10,000. By the way, it's to an oil company, because who's better to clean up than an oil company, huh? A janitorial service contract. It's $10,000 a day for 3 people on consecutive 8-hour shifts.
That's a lot of money.
Well,
That's a lot of
I
dollars.
did a little math, and I have picked the wrong career because the little math I did, that's $217 per head per hour.
They're just cleaning their pockets.
Newsom would pay you a lot of money right now, Mike, to go away.
Yeah, but let me tell you one thing. What if you're like a local city? What if you're a city councilman in West Covina or in East or in Oakland? You still have to do business as usual, and you still have to go through the formal bidding process to be able to dole out a $100,000 contract to somebody. So what gives Newsom the right to be able to go ahead and wave his magic wand and say, here's a $1 billion contract to a mask company?
Let me take it one step further a little bit. These contracts I'm talking about, many of them, people have already bid on cleaning contracts like that and have the right to have those extended to them under emergency services. Emergency services doesn't mean you could just ignore all the contracts that the state does proper bidding on.
And the people that are not being able to bid on these contracts are also very upset about this, watching their competitors being handed these contracts.
My blood is starting to boil.
And we have a problem right now that's very important we need to address. We're almost out of time. And, Orrin, I think you should talk about that.
Well, I think that with an hour show, it's just going to leave people hungry for more, and we need to expand the show to another hour, but that costs a lot of money.
We need an after-dinner drink.
And it's very expensive. We need your help to sponsor the show. This is a listener-sponsored show, and you can go to recallgavin2020.com to help sponsor the segments as we go forward. We would like to expand this to a 2-hour show to give us the time to serve everybody properly.
And we're going to take a leap of faith that we're going to get this in, and next week, we are going to take this, order up. Orange is dying to hit that bell, so I had to let him hear. And by the way, I won't be hearing tomorrow for anything, but anyway, story for another day. We are next week going to go for 2 hours. We're hoping that we could continue to do that. Everybody out there, we must continue the fight. As we roll to the end of this, for all of you out there listening, for everybody up and down the coast, Randy, thank you. Eric, thank you again for coming in tonight.
Joe, thank you.
Joe, thank you. Everybody, thank you. It's Friday nights at the French Laundry.
RecallGavin2020.com.
KABC 790. Let's take back California and get to 2 million.
RecallGavin.
Keep doing your magic.
.com.
It's important to follow all the law. How any violation might kill a grandma. Why you do what you want, even pardon in-laws. Mr. Mayor, how would you prefer your foie gras? Donate it. Sir, we saw you at a party.
It wasn't me.
Eating at the French Laundry.
It wasn't